There are only two outcomes on election night, a President Trump or a President Clinton, unless there's some kind of alien attack and we all die, which I'm all for. I already got a panic room with William Devane. At any rate, what would life be like with either of these people in the Oval Office? Let's begin with Trump. If we go by what he's promising, there might be a wall built that separates us from Mexico. Obamacare could be overturned. Security could become a #1 priority. And America could become great again. Or he could start World War III over something someone said about him on Twitter. But why quibble? But what if Hillary wins? She too has made many promises, like fixing Obamacare, making tuition free at public colleges for many students, renegotiating trade deals like NAFTA, rolling out a $275 billion infrastructure plan, and killing all people with naturally curly hair.
Charles.
I'm with her on that one, Charles. But it will also mean 4 more years of this.
It's time for us to say no. We are not going backwards. We're going forward into a brighter future.
Anyway, sometimes it just takes the time I have to get over it, take a deep breath. Charles, what could be the best thing about a Trump presidency?
Well, I mean, America's already made great again in at least one household, because my mother got sick and tired of listening to my dad complain all the time that she finally took a Kleenex box and made it into a ballot box, and every time and puts it out in the hallway, and every time he starts complaining about something, he, God darn it, Margaret, and she says, the ballot box is downstairs in the hallway, and he goes in the next room, writes another ballot, and he checks it off for Trump, stuffs it in the box, and he feels all better, and then he goes and sits down and he's quiet for at least half a day.
Have you taught him about the Trump call?
He doesn't need, no, that's like, you know.
Natural, that's normal.
All right, enough of this weird stuff. Don't just, I want to know, what do you think is the best thing?
The best thing, no, the best thing is the thing that is whether he wins or not.
You can't think of anything.
Yeah, no, I am. I just was trying to set it up there. No, the best thing is that people have been, upset for a long time, and especially Republicans.
Especially you.
And especially me.
You sound very upset.
I am very upset. This place is screwed up. This is a great country.
Is it rigged?
It is totally rigged. It is totally rigged.
So what's the best
media,
part?
everything, and the best.
You are in the media.
No, well, yeah, no.
So
I
like
know.
6 out of 7.
Charles, if you don't get to the point, I'm having you shot.
So the point is the message is clear.
Okay.
He sent the message. Everybody knows.
Yes.
Now, that's a good thing.
All right, so I'm a little confused. I
He
think that,
sent the message, Greg.
okay, here's, can I
Did you not receive the message?
No, I didn't.
Like, you didn't
Here's-
see
okay.
the guy standing behind the podium at
Here's
the commercial
why
break?
I think Trump would be good is because it's impossible for him to fulfill all the bad that people are saying is going to happen. Remember, these critics are promising the apocalypse. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You got checks and balances. I think that the good thing about Trump is that he wants to be loved. And when you want to be loved, you want strange new respect from your critics, right? So that's the first thing I think he's going to go for. The bad part about Trump is that I also feel that he's vindictive. And so he will remember people that didn't back him, and he might have you audited or perhaps killed.
Tough but fair.
Tough but fair.
Tough but fair.
Yes, I just don't want him showing up at my place. Because then I got to make something.
For a lot of reasons.
Yes, well, I have no food in the fridge. All right, Gillian, what's your best hope for, let's say, a Hillary presidency?
Oh, I don't really have any hope anymore. I lost that.
Are you taking cats in there?
Plotting for hopelessness.
Hopeless. That should have been, because it was like hope is on the way and
Yes.
hope
Keep hopelessness
right, all the hope,
alive.
hope's dead. But you know what it reminded, what this is like? It's like this. Remember that ad from the 90s that would be like, this is your brain, and there would be eggs like sizzling in the pan,
There's
and then
one egg in a skillet. Yeah,
and then there's this is your brain on drugs, and then it's like scrambled eggs.
Yes.
One of those is Donald Trump and one of those is Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to tell you which one is which. You have to decide for yourself.
Well,
but that's what it looks like.
You just made me hungry. I love a good egg. Even though I don't like to think about eggs because it's kind of creepy, Kat.
Yes.
When you think about what an egg is, but I still eat them because they're just delicious. A little hard-boiled egg with some salt. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Are we overstating the importance of this election? Like, everybody's acting like if Hillary's elected, the world will end. If Trump is elected, the world will end. But isn't that how we do it in every election?
Right, well, the world is going to end, Greg. Absolutely.
That is true.
But yeah, there's so much outrage now, and I think people forget that there was always this much outrage. It was just over smaller things. Like, remember the binders full of women?
Right.
That was like, for weeks and weeks and weeks, the biggest deal in the whole world. Can you believe it? So now that there actually are some more inflammatory things being said, nobody has enough outrage left. We don't know what to expect. With Trump, he has no record. We don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's thrown out plans and changed them. I do know he probably has a great zinger tweet directed at Hillary for in case if he wins, ready to fire that off. But I don't know if he's got anything beyond that, really, all that much.
We got to move on, but I want to ask Chris. You know, the only good thing I could say about Hillary is that at least we know what kind of crook she is, right? So we know what to expect, and she's hobbled, right? She's kind of hobbled by, like, when she goes in, nobody is going to be on her team or on her side, or is that easily forgotten once she's president-elect?
I'm going to ignore your question and answer a previous question that I preferred.
Yes.
And that is this. People are making too much of this election.
Oh, good.
Our framers and our founders intended this to be a country that was not dominated by its politics and by its government, but instead by its people. And if we go back and we read what the founders wrote, and if we read the Federalist Papers, if we read Charlie's people in the Anti-Federalist Papers, the argument is the whole time that politics is a necessary evil, not that it is what drives our life and what dominates us. And I think
true.
And I think part of what we're doing wrong in this election is pretending somehow that there is a person that you're going to elect, or that there is an outcome of an election that's going to fix what's wrong with you or make what's wrong with the country right. In fact, America is better than its politics. America is Americans. And Americans can make what's wrong in America right again, or Americans can choose to do the wrong thing and continue to hate their neighbor and have hate in their heart and not do what's right, or they can choose to love each other and lift this country up. And it's up to us, and it's not up to our politicians.
It was a large pizza. I just wanted pepperoni on half. Pepperoni in half and pineapple on half. Coming up, a segment so delightful you might mistake it for a cute little bunny and then smash its head, and that would be wrong. I know. We attempt to answer some important questions from our audience about the election. That's what we're really going to do. Coming up.
If you'll be in the New York area and would like to be part of our studio audience, email Greg Tix at foxnews.com.